Hi, my name's Bruce. If you didn't already know that, this channel is probably not where your time is best spent. It's really only intended to keep friends and family updated with what I'm up to here in my retirement in Indonesia. Originally, the first couple of clips in this video were illustrating problems with the big TV. Unfortunately, yesterday when I came to do my initial editing, I discovered that the autofocus hadn't. So I was almost going to put up with it. Yes, my videos are sloppy, but even I have limits. Anyway, the big 75-inch Aldi Bomb TV, in the midst of using it the other day, it just suddenly decided, okay, I'm going to splash up the Bomb powered by WebOS screen and then go black. And would do nothing else, no other response to the remote, other than turning it off and on again and get that same splash screen. So I actually left it off for a day, came back and turned it on, and no improvement. So then with Azra and Dadang's assistance, we got it off the wall, laid it down, pulled the screws out the back of it to have a look. We'll see if there's any obvious problems. I reseated all the connectors, and there's a couple of swollen electrolytic capacitors, and okay. So put it all together again, powered it on, no change, just the splash screen. So I could have gone to the trouble of trying to troubleshoot to see whether replacing those swollen capacitors would help, but nah, give it away. That TV had about 20,000 hours on it, so I figured it didn't really owe me anything. So that's been taken away by Dadang. He is, I think, going to have a go at seeing if he can get somebody to fix it. And if he does, he's got a 75-inch TV cheap. Meantime, I've been on to Shopee to have a look, see what's on offer, and if we're buying from Shopee, yes, we can get something for under $1,000 without too much trouble. It's going to be a bit more problematic getting a local shop to get it for us, I suspect, because delivery to Bakung is going to be needed, because moving a 75-inch TV is not that easy. So I've got a list of ones that I saw on Shopee that looked like they might be suitable in the suitable price range. And I printed that list, and Jubaedah can take that to the electronics store in Panambang sometime and see which ones they can get and at what price, and then I'll make a selection from that. Meantime, I've grabbed the 28-inch 4K HDMI monitor from the shed and brought it over here, and you can see how much smaller it is than the 75-inch screen, because the 75-inch screen that was 1 inch, that was the other edge, so yeah, gotta go big. I did actually look at pricing for 85-inch screens, but it's starting to get a bit heavy. It's not that the wall mount won't support it, because that would easily support 80 kilograms on there, but the issue of sort of getting it up there, like picking up 50 kilograms and hanging on the walls, a bit awkward, especially with this stuff in the way. Like I've already moved stuff out of the way from over here, and this has moved from left to the right a bit, but I've got limits on how far I can move that because of the quantity of wiring. Like there are what, 7 speakers wired to that, plus multiple HDMI connections, plus the connection to the subwoofer. So yeah, don't really want to move that one around much. But yeah, so that's the current state of play with that. Thought I'd come down for a Sunday morning update, and we've got a good start on getting the raised floor in place. So it's screwed down. I've cleaned up fairly thoroughly in this back area here. Still plumbing work to be done for the cooling for the engine. And still yet to mount the bearing blocks for this drive. I'll have some sort of flexible coupling between the two plates, I imagine, to eliminate any alignment issues. I look at this west side and think that if the wind was blowing from the west and it was raining, rain would come in onto the rice in here. If it was my design, there would be an extension of that wall upwards by probably just under 2 metres. So you still have plenty of airflow at the top, but the chances of rain getting in were reduced. Here's our first attempt at making chocolate in our chocolate grinder. I'm just going to move it away a bit so the cord doesn't get rubbed. So that's it's got stone mills and a stone bottom in that. And those were dry beans which had been put in the air fryer for how long? Put them in for? 10 minutes, 5 minutes. How long? That's what the thing on top is. Anyway, yeah, so they were posted in there for a while, and they came out looking fairly dry, but you can see there's quite a bit of moisture actually still in the beans. So we've tasted the scraper, and yep, definitely tastes like chocolate. It's a bit grainy at the moment, but the day of this it might smooth it out. Well, there's the chocolate we made yesterday. So it's solidified in here quite well. We've got some larger lumps here which might get melted down and reused in the cube trays later on. But yeah, that appears to have worked. It actually tastes alright. So maybe next time we do it I'll take a bit more detailed video of it to show the whole process. Didn't actually do it the correct way, because in theory what you do is you harvest the pods, get all the seeds in their sort of enclosure, seed flesh sort of thing out, then put them all together and let it ferment. And it's supposed to get fairly hot while it ferments, and then having let it ferment for a while, then you clean off the flesh off the seeds, dry them out, and then roast them. Now we didn't do the fermentation thing because the first time I tried that it all just went mouldy and didn't get hot enough, because the heat's supposed to stop it going mouldy. But so I threw the first batch out, but the that one's going to beat. But the ladies here said no, and Jubaedah said no, don't worry about fermenting it. It tastes good without. So this time they took all the seeds out of the pods and cleaned them off and put them on the top of the gazebo roof to dry. Got rained on. Wet, furry and mouldy. I thought, oh no, throw them out. Jubaedah said no, we'll clean them up. So they cleaned them up, and then we put them in the dry fryer for 15 minutes at 200 degrees C, and then put them in that grinder and let that run for a few hours, Might give it a few extra hours next time, so it's a little bit more smooth, but it was still pretty good. But yeah, it doesn't produce a lot, but it seems good. I can imagine putting one of those in a cup of coffee, it'd be a damn fine mocha coffee. But yeah, so that's our chocolate making attempt, which had always been part of the plan for Backwell, which is why I bought this thing. So there's a bit of a bear to clean, but this part rotates, and the grinding grinds fine. So yeah, unlike some of my other stuff, that's not going to go to waste. I think my aquaponics gear I bought, like air pumps and what have you, that doesn't look like happening, because Jubaedah's not at all indicating any favour for that. Doesn't want me working on stuff. Says I'm supposed to be retired. Okay. Well, it wasn't easy, but I finally got that damn thing off. So yeah, getting it off over those two O-rings was not as simple as just sliding it off. So now I've got to see if I can get the other one on. That it went on too easily. Now I've got to see whether I can get the circlip back on. That'll be fun. The pins on the circlip pliers are a little bit too large for the holes in there, which is why I had to use a file. They're still a bit too big, even though I filed it down a bit. Well, I got it on. Well, all done. But I'm not about to test it because I'm hot and sweaty already and need to go back to the lounge room and cool down. I'm glad that's finished at least. Meantime, I thought I'd come and get a status update here. Looks like the floor is complete, and now we've opened the door from the rice factory to get rice in and out of here. I've got a muffler on the engine there, but maybe that'll get routed outside. Still working on planning here. Some new feature. Just cut the here. So here's the doorway from inside the factory. So good big solid door. I see the level of this cooling tank inside has been increased to provide a bit more head for the engine next door. You can see that as a pipe that comes out along the back there and goes to a pump on this one for its cooling, and somewhere under there's a pump for the cooling for this one. Yeah, it's Friday, so I thought I'd come down and do the end of week wrap up. Bit of a gap behind that door over there. Oh, okay. You can see there's slots here either side, so they're going to drop a gate of some kind in there, and they've got the same over there at that door, so it'll drop down to floor level. So that's all good. So it looks like they've got their shroud here largely done. A bit of crazy paving on the floor. I wonder what the purpose of this is. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, so still more work to be done at the engine side of things, obviously. And okay, so we have a door, looks like here, so it's kind of welded in a couple of spots, but okay, so I'll put a catch on that presumably. I haven't welded this side yet. Poor old square gets a bit of abuse. Jubaedah's harvested more pods off that tree, cocoa tree. There's obviously more pods growing like that cocoa tree, so she's only getting a little bit at a time at the moment. But what we'll do is we'll process them to the stage prior to roasting and stick them in bags in the freezer until we accumulate a bit. So there they are on the top of the gazebo, getting dried. Yeah, rained again overnight, so I've got to go and put the numbers into my spreadsheet and work out how much we've had. Then I'll finalise my video for this week and do an upload.